how many of you guys on the sitting is students? Are you guys all students? All students? Students? Oh, okay, there's more students there as well. Awesome. I'm genuinely concerned and worried for you guys. As someone that is a student about to break into the game industry, I am genuinely concerned. Reason is because in the digital content industry in ASEAN, there's only 42.5% of the students that are able to break into the game industry. If you put into a number, it's about 17,000 students, and this is only in ASEAN, and not just in the game industry, but it's the whole digital content industry. And if you look at Malaysia, the percentage of fresh graduates that are able to enter the game industry is only 11.7%. That's out of estimation of 3,000 Malaysian graduates. So the number is actually very scary. The chances of you getting rejected is really, really high. And if you look back to 2015, when I first graduated, only 1 out of the 12 students in my class are able to get a job immediately on that day. And the percentage is 8.33% of success rate. And the one person is not even me. It was the person right below me. He's my friend named Raymond. And especially with all the news coming up in the industry, which is about AI and all, right? All this news coming up in the industry, things are not going to get easier. These are some of the biggest news that we all know, how AI has been integrated into the system, into the pipeline, and entering into the game industry with full force. And if you look at the money, there's 19.9 trillion US dollars that's estimated to contribute to the industry with the contribution of AI. And on top of that, 300 million jobs are at risk by AI by 2030 worldwide. So if you realize the number will repeat, is by the year of 2030. Things will change in year 2030. On top of that, 80% of the jobs are expected to be automated by AI in 2050. At the same time, 97 million new jobs will be created by 2025 because of AI systems and the technology advancement. And if you look at the trending social media news, there is also this book called Bitcoin 1 Million, where same thing, the fellas say that AI will take over artists' job by 2030. So if you're a fresh graduate, if you're someone trying to get into the industry now, honestly, I am very concerned and I'm very worried for all of you. Even including someone like myself, who have worked in the industry for 10 years, I still worry about my own job. Yeah, so this is the topic for today. How do you be the 1%? How do you stay in the 1% with all this negative news happening in the world and industry? And these are the things that I'm going to talk about for today's talk. We're going to cover a few things: attitude, skills and taste, problem solving, communication, and also a plan B. And then we'll end it with a Q&A when we have time. So I know that I haven't introduced myself. My name is Siew Hong. I'm a lead concept artist currently working in Passion Public for 10 and a half years now. I was also a guest lecturer in the One Academy for 4.5 years. And I also train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, as you can see. And I just got my purple belt recently. Please clap. I worked very hard for it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, so I worked on many projects, AAA games, Gigabash. For those who attend the Gigabash talk this morning, they were the new batch. I'm the OG. I was the first batch that worked on Gigabash. I helped created the whole visuals, art direction for Gigabash as well. And then just 2 years ago, I started Digital Blacksmith School. And we are an online learning platform here to help fresh graduates to get into the game industry by providing courses and mentorships as well. We also have like a free Discord channel. We also run events every year to talk to people, bring in international artists to Malaysia, and hopefully inspire artists here to get some knowledge on ideas how to get into the industry. And to kickstart this journey of 1% is never alone. Because in the past 2 years, we have helped impacted many people, many universities, many colleges, many studios. We have built relationships everywhere. And this journey is never alone. And today, we want to showcase 4 examples that we truly think that they are part of the 1% in the industry. And these are the 4 persons that I'm going to talk about for today. First one is Swan Goh. Second one is Jeremy Oi, Fu Yuan, and then Johnson Ding. Yeah, so the first one is Swan Goh. She's from Sarawak. After she graduated, she won the Best Student Game Award in 2019 in Level Up C Games Award. After that, as a fresh graduate, winning an award, immediately she kickstarted a studio called Control D Studio, and she also built a Sarawak community called SWK GDC. And then just last year, she won Grand Jury Award in Level Up again for an IP that she's developing called Over Hours. As someone that is a fresh graduate, just the thought of starting a studio, creating an own IP, creating a community, to me is a very daunting task. But she did it, and she did it consistently. And that, to me, is something that worth mentioning as a 1%. The next artist, Jeremy Oi. I was a big fan of the game that he created, Simulacra. Before he came into the game industry, he was all over the place. He was an accountant, he was a theatre director, he was an actor, he was an insurance salesman, he was an event space manager, a writer, and a lecturer. But one thing inconsistent is he's always putting one step in the game industry. He's always in the game industry scene. For example, like Indie Jam, like this kind of game events, he's always there volunteering himself to help out, to teach, or to just get to know people as a networking event. And then one day he got an opportunity to create a prototype with someone, which is his current co-founder, which is called Missing Sarah. I'm not too sure if some of you know about it. Yeah, I saw some head noddings. And that's where they created a prototype. And no one believed in the game that they created yet. There was no investor, there was no pay. All they thought about is, let's just put it out there and try it out, see if we get traction. And it did. Right? At the end, it became a full-fledged game, which is Simulacra, and then became 3 games, and then they have developed 5 games now and have 2 upcoming games moving forward. And then the next person, he's a friend of mine. His name is Fu Yuan. He's a freelance illustrator currently working in Blizzard. So he also kickstarted in a journey where it was not an easy one. After he graduated, he couldn't get a job. He has to work part-time job in a boba tea shop just to fund his studies. So every single penny he earned, he invested it back to himself in courses, in mentorship, in order to upskill himself, in order to hope to get a better job. After many mentorships, many networking, he finally landed his dream job, which is to work with Blizzard as an illustrator. At one point, he even told me his bank account only have 30 ringgit. Not even 1 point, it's 2 points of his life. He only have 30 ringgit, he have to pay his bill, he have to pay for his food, he still have to pay for his cat food. So yeah, very interesting guy. And then the last one is Johnson Ting, another guy from Sarawak as well. He started from nothing. When he started his journey into One Academy as a student, he has no money to pay for his tuition fee. And as some of us know, the One Academy acronym is called Tons of Assignment. I don't know how many of you know that. There's shit tons of assignment you need to do when you're studying there. And think about that. On top of it, he needs to do freelance to sustain himself with expenses, rental, everything, while submitting assignments. But regardless, he really pulled through, constantly building portfolio, constantly churning out good works. And finally, he went into the game industry. And then now he's a founder of a studio called Bear Down Studio. And just recently, he sold his studio to a big company called TransPerfect, and now we all call him Mr. Millionaire. So why am I sharing all these 4 persons to you? It's because of their attitude. If you see all 4 of them, they have the same thing in common, which is attitude. How much do they care about the things they do? And opportunities were never handed to them. They created opportunities through 2 things. One is branding. Second is product. Right? So remember, opportunities were never handed out to them. Even though their life was hard, it was really tough, they created their own opportunity themselves by branding and product. And to create branding and to create product, you need to have skills and tastes. So what I'm talking about skill is the fundamentals. It's a foundation of skills. Maybe let me just ask a few questions to you guys. How many of you ever fall flat on the floor in front of everyone? Can I see some hands? How many of you? Okay, there's a few. How do you feel? Is it embarrassing? You want to hide yourself, right? Well, if you don't have a good foundation, this is what's going to happen to you whatever you do, any job in the industry, right? A foundation is very, very important. The reason why you fall is because first, you don't have good balance and you don't have good base. Base equals foundation. So that's why this is something that I really need to highlight. Even with the age of AI, foundation is still something that we really want to highlight in the industry. Yeah, so on the topic of AI, right? Some people will ask me like, hey, then do I still need to learn how to draw? Do I still need to learn how to code? Do I still need to learn how to model? The answer is yes, you still need to do that. On top of that, you need to have good taste. This is a quote that's written by a really famous artist called Maciej Krusiera. He's from Poland. I have a sense that in generative AI is leading us to a world where taste and eye will matter more than manual and creative skills. This is not just a quote anymore, it's already happening right now. And even the writer of Deadpool, he himself said, if a person possesses a Christopher Nolan talent and taste, and he used AI, he'll be a very, very scary person in the future. It might sound like a sci-fi story, like a very dystopian world, but it's already happening in the industry. So let me give you an example. So this is an artist from Korea. His name is Shinku Kim. He has great foundation, great taste. He has been working in the industry for really, really long. When I was a student, he was already very famous in the industry. And these are some of the works he has been done. Like there's 2D, there's 3D. He sculpted it all by himself. And then just one day he posted it on Instagram and said like, hey, let me try AI. And this is the sketch. And the right side is the AI generated model. So just by something as simple as having a good taste, you can create a very interesting product that can potentially drive you forward by pitching something else for yourself. And again, there's also another account on Instagram. I'm not going to reveal who is it so that you don't go and burn down the account and blackmail the fella. This fella is a full AI artist. That's what he called himself. This is all the works that he done on the social media. And a lot of people say like AI is slop, AI is slop. But to ask me, is this AI slop? It's arguable, right? Because these are things that is crafted with a sense of taste. Yeah, maybe he can't draw, maybe he doesn't have a foundation of art, maybe he can't model, maybe he can't animate, but we can't deny that this is pretty cool. Regardless if it's AI, regardless if it's done by human. And this is very scary. So why am I sharing this to this? I'm not saying that I'm pro-AI. I'm not saying that, just want to clarify again, please don't cancel me. AI can exist, AI can mimic, but it cannot choose. It cannot dream, and it cannot feel. Human taste will always be the compass of creation. That is something that I always believe. Regardless what happened in the industry, regardless what happened with AI, there is still needs someone to control the technology to create something that is tasteful. Maybe in the next 20 years, I'm not too sure, but for now, this is what I believe. And the next, after you have your skills, you need to have problem solving. How do you learn how to problem solve regardless what's the situation, right? Especially for fresh graduates, a lot of the time when we look at their portfolio, it's just a very beautiful portfolio. We just call it performative portfolio, right? It's not about being beautiful. Again, we need to understand portfolio is not about being beautiful. Portfolio is about being how functional your portfolio is. Oh, sorry, let me go back. Yeah, portfolio is about how functional your work is. Can you design something that a modeler understands? Can they model this after this? Can they put into production? So this is a common problem that we see in students or sees anyone that's trying to get a job. Speaking about problem solving, can you learn how to create ideas? After that, turn your ideas into prototype and then turn it into a playable playtest. So yeah, this is also a part of the problem-solving skills. If you have an idea, can you turn it into a prototype? Can you put it into a playtest and then show it to the world and let people understand what you're trying to do, what you're trying to sell? And funnily enough, the first image is actually by a friend over there. He's from Sarawak as well. That is his sketchbook. I took it from his blog, I believe. And hold on, let me just go to the next slide. Yeah, and I have a video here to show you. This is a very quick, I think 20 or 30-second video done by Albright Studio. I just want you guys to guess how long it takes for them to create this video as you watch it, okay? And that trailer only took 2 days. So what happened was MDEC approached them and said like, hey, we need a trailer for Level Up last year. Can you just make us a trailer? And then they're like, we never planned for this. We've been just building the game, but we never planned for this. And at the end, they just have to crunch out because MDEC requested them to do it. And they really did it out 2 days. So this is a problem-solving skills that you need to have as a game developer or working in the game industry. How do you solve a problem that is so big, making a trailer, right? And breaking it down into a smaller problem to solve the problems. So next one is communication. When you have your skills, you have branding, you have problem-solving skill, you need to learn how to communicate, because at the end of the day, you are working with someone. First, when it comes to design, you need to understand, for example, concept art, you need to understand why are you doing a front-side back view, right? The reason is because you need to turn it into a 3D file. And a modeler needs to model your artwork in order for them to turn it into the games. So this is one of a very simple example. Another one is, if you are making a game, if you're a game developer, how are you going to convey the message to the player that, hey, you did something, this is something you can do, this is something you can't do. How are you going to share that to the players without you sitting beside them and say like, yeah, press that button. Yeah. No, press that button, right? So all this is communication. It's not just about talking, but how do you convey your ideas, convey your story to someone without you being there? And speaking of communication, you're working in a team, right? Communication within the team is also very important. How are you talking to your team leader? And if you are a team leader, how are you talking to your team? How can you inspire the team to create something that you want to build as a product? If you are someone that is a junior, how do you receive feedback from your teammates? How do you share your thoughts about the game that is not working when your boss truly happy and satisfied with the game, right? Maybe you saw a bug and you're like, man, this bug is going to destroy the whole thing, but then your senior never found out. How do you talk to them? So communication is also something that's very important for you to be the 1%. And of course, the next thing is one of the greatest fear of everyone here as a game developer is to network. How do you talk to people, right? And I understand this thing probably have been shared to you by your lecturers, by your friends, your peers, your seniors. Constantly go out and talk to people, know more people, right? So why is it so important? Let me share to you why. Because even Steve Jobs says that without networking, he's not going to build Apple. Because he went to a computer club and he met someone there, and that someone is the person that built the first computer, first Apple computer, and that's how Apple is created. If he just didn't go to the computer club and decided to just stay home and code and just don't touch grass, I don't think you are going to hold an Apple phone today. Another guy, Hideo Kojima, without maintaining a strong relationship with his peers in his previous studios or his past co-workers, he will never be able to create what he created today. Because he maintained a good relationship, he able to pull a lot of relationship here and there, left and right. And lastly, the last person, Undertale, Toby Fox. Without building a reputation with the online developers and music communities, his game wouldn't get free marketing. His game wouldn't get events exposure, and his game wouldn't build a long-lasting fan base without a publisher. So that shows to you that networking is very, very important. Regardless if you don't want to go to the event, at least talk to people online, right? At least reach out to someone, talk to them, share about what you're trying to build, and then try to understand what they are trying to build as well. Again, I know talking is quite hard. Even to me, myself, I sometimes find it very difficult to reach out to people and to share certain things that I'm trying to build. But someone told me one thing the other day, and it kind of resonated with me a lot. If you really think about it, regardless if it's internal communication, talking with your team members, your producer, your team lead, or external communication, which is talking to clients, players, communities, publishers, anyone, if you truly think about it, all this networking, all this communication is just having a conversation. Having a conversation. It's not coming out. Yes. It's just having a conversation. If you just think about anything else, right, just in this floor, looking at someone else's game, trying to understand what someone is building, just strike a conversation. Hi, my name is what. I'm a student here. What are you trying to build here? Can you share a little bit about it to me? And just be curious about it. If you just think about networking as something as simple as that, networking is very, very easy. And the last one, which is, it's not happening again. Okay, cool. Plan B, right? Regardless of all the skills you need to have, things will always screw up, just like game development. There will always be bugs. There will always be problems. There will always be delay. So for us, or for anyone here that's looking for a job or want to be the top % in the game industry, there will always be failures. So you also need to understand what is your plan B. Let me just click again. So sorry, guys. I'd like to ask a question for the next slide. Yes. So how many of you here are afraid of being unemployed? Can I see some hands? Okay. Oh, some of them not raising their hand. You very confident, eh? I need to talk to you a little bit. I need to ask how you get your confidence. But for those who raise up your hand, I can totally resonate with you. That was me after I graduated. I couldn't get a job for a year plus. For a year plus, I couldn't get a job. I was applying left and right. No one wanted to hire me. So I totally understand the fear and the anxiety of not able to get a job. But I want to normalize this. The percentage of you getting rejected on your first try after you graduate is 88.3%. It's a very, very high number. The percentage of you getting rejected on your first try is 88.3%. I have a feeling that if you ask someone out for a date, the chances of that is higher than this. The chances of you asking someone out for a date is going to be higher than this, I believe. So if you ever get rejected when you apply for a job, don't worry. It's very, very normal. What's important is you're not defined by the number of rejection. You are defined by the number of times you get rejected and stand back up. This is what the industry sees. The industry, whenever you apply to a job, no studio ever look at how many times this fella get rejected in the industry. Right? They never look at that. Instead, they look at how many times this fella get rejected and how many times he kept reapplying. And how many times he come back again stronger and better. So this is something that I really want to encourage everyone to think about. When you look for a job and you fail, try again. I would like to ask another question. Let's just do a simulation, all right? Let's say now you are looking for a job. You got rejected. Left and right, you got rejected. How many of you will go back to the drawing board and rebuild a new portfolio? Can I see some hands? Okay, a few. Okay, you will rebuild your own portfolio. Yeah, cool. It's a valid solution, right? You can't get a job, you build a new portfolio. But I have another question on top of that, which is, when you rebuild the portfolio, do you think you will feel like these two GIFs? Which is like very dreaded. You don't know what you're doing. You'll be like, man, rebuilding portfolio, why? I thought I already have a portfolio. Why am I rebuilding this thing again, right? Can everyone resonate to that? Yeah? Cool. Let me offer another, then before that, how many of you will actually invest in courses or mentorship, or actually just find some seniors or professional industry and ask for advice? Awesome, really good. I'm really happy to see the number. It's like most of you guys, right? So this is another common problem I see in students. After they graduated, they'll be like, I can't get a job. Let me just build a new portfolio, right? But the problem is when you're building a new portfolio without anyone guiding you or without anyone providing you a new insights or new feedback, you are just doing the same thing over and over again. You're not building something that is more valuable than your older portfolio. And hence, mentorship is very, very important. And this is something I truly believe, and this is one of the reasons why I kickstarted my own business, which is the Digital Blacksmith School. And if you look at statistics, again, I'm sorry, I love numbers. Although I'm really bad at numbers, but I love numbers because I love data. 65% of mentees gain skills that are not taught in schools or university. 80% mentees report mentorship fills skill gaps after they graduated. 72% of mentees report better job opportunities. And the last one, I believe that's everyone's favorite, 90% of mentees report mentorships help them negotiate better salary. Yeah, I can see some of you guys are celebrating. Yeah, so if you look at the numbers just now, right, the chances of you getting rejected and all is really high. But at the same time, with the help of mentorship, there's also a possibility to increase your chance of getting a job. And that goes to say that 1% is not a lonely journey. To be the 1% is never stay home, go back to drawing board, create something new, and come out again. It's never about being the lonely guy in the 1%. Yes, they are solo deaf. But solo deaf never stay home and don't talk to anyone. Solo deaf do talk to someone, just that maybe it's online, maybe it's in events, right? So again, I want to emphasize that being the 1% is never a lonely journey. And with that being said, 1% is about how bad do you want to be in the industry. If you really want to be in the industry, regardless there's AI, technology, luck, timing, everything, retrenchment, or even, right, studio shutdown, if you have a really strong drive of wanting to be a part of the industry, you don't need to worry about everything else. You just need to understand that I want to do this, and this is something I need to do, and then you just execute it. And with that being said, again, today I'm really grateful to be able to launch a mentorship program in my school. I know it sounds like an ad. You'll be like, did this guy just share me everything in order to promote his school to join his mentorship as an ad? Did I just got scammed for this past half an hour-ish? I mean, sort of. I'm so sorry, sort of. But again, I'm trying to provide a value as well, right? This is all the problems that I stated. They are real problems in the industry. I've been in the industry for 10 years plus now, and I've been in the hiring team for 7 years as well. I have seen many students, many applicants as well, whether they are fresh graduates or experienced artists. These are all true problems and real problems, and I've been tired seeing with all these problems. So I really want to provide a solution that can help people. That's why I'm here, very grateful to be able to launch this program, which is a mentorship program with the beginning of 5 mentors. So bear with me. We have 5 mentors right now. First, there's me, a lead concept artist from Passion Republic. We have Fu Yuan, which is the freelance illustrator in Blizzard Entertainment. Then there's Wei Lun. He's a stylized character artist, co-founder of Thunder Raw Studio. He mainly worked with China studios like Tencent, NetEase, and Oppo. Mainly his clients are China. And then we have Wayne Chu, senior character artist from Larian Studio. Lastly, we have Jeremy Oi, game designer, co-founder of Kaigan Games. So today we are launching this mentorship program, and we have 5 mentors happening right now. We're going to have more in the future, but for now we're going to start with 5. And if you sign up today, you get 10% discount. So if you want to know more information, you can drop by to our booth, which is just right in front there, where you can, or if you don't know where it is, just follow the smell of coffee. We are providing free coffee today at our booth. If you're interested in coffee, you want to have a cup of coffee with us, we are just right there making coffee over there. And to summarize everything, so it doesn't sound like an ad again, is that to be the top 1% in the industry, first you need to have the right attitude. Then foundation and taste. You need to have strong foundation of design, art, skills, anything that you're doing, and a really good taste. Then you have problem-solving skills. You need to have good problem-solving skills in order to be in the industry. Then communication skills. And lastly, a plan B. And that's it from my talk today. Thank you so much. I guess we go to the Q&A.
Good day, Mr. Siew Hong. Personally, I'm not formally into the industry for now because actually I'm from a different major. But I am interested in game development. So for you, is it possible for someone like me to indulge in the industry? Maybe through, like you said, mentorship courses and things and whatnot. How would someone like me indulge in the industry? Someone who has no formal base in game development and stuff. So I do learn those things myself. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks for asking that question. So if I understand correctly, your question is, how can someone that is not studying in the game, any game-related courses, to be able to enter the game industry, right? And can you, right? So the short answer is yes, you can. You can definitely enter the game industry without any prior education, like a prior formal education. Self-taught, courses, mentorship, all works as well. So I have a lot of examples, right? Like for example, Jeremy Oi, he doesn't have a prior formal education of game design, but he's always in the environment of game design, right? He always try to volunteer in environment like this, talk to people, try to build something a little bit here and there, and at the end he became a game designer and co-founded a game studio. Another example I can share to you quite recently, which is a teammate in Passion Republic. So this guy, he was what did he do? He was an engineer. He's currently 32 years old. He was an engineer in Singapore, in Australia, and then after that he pivoted to Singapore to become a project manager. At one point he was an insurance salesman, and then he became I can't remember what else. It's like basically nothing related to game industry, but he really loved games. So he signed up for like a 1-year course in Singapore. He studied there, and then he applied to Passion Public, and then we hired him because his skill was really good. Yeah. So At the end, yes, you don't need a formal education, a formal prior education, but you can learn somewhere else, or self-taught, find a mentor, and then from there you apply to the jobs, or creating your own product. It works as well. So yeah, does that answer your question? Cool. Thank you so much.
So AI is still seen as a taboo in many circles. People don't really like to talk about AI or consider it in industries. So, but it's inevitable, right? So how do you balance that? Like people having a stigma against AI, but it being prevalent in work right now.
That's a very good question. I need to answer this very carefully without being cancelled by everyone. Um, so, so to me, I wouldn't say I'm like a pro AI kind of person. At the same time, I understand AI has come into the industry. People are using it, clients are using it, and there is a certain benefits to using AI. It does speed up a lot of the process, and I literally just have this discussion with all the leadership team in Passion Public about how can we use it and what are the ways that people are using it outside. So your question is about how do I balance it, right? How do I, as an artist, as a designer, and as someone that's working in the industry, how do I balance this feeling within myself? Personally, this is my own opinion. I see it as two separate things. When it's work, work is work. When it's my personal things is my personal things. So in work, Passion Public pay me to do what I need to do. They pay me money, they pay me salary, they ask me to use AI. Okay, boss, I'll use AI. Because at the end of the day, it's all about production. There's nothing personal about it. It's not your product. You are helping someone building a product. Again, it goes back to problem solving. If you can solve the problems for them, it's fine. But if it's your own product, if it's your own IP, and you choose not to do it, you choose not to use it, I think that is good, right? Because at the end, this is your own choice, it's your own thing. If you don't want to use AI, you despise it, it's fine. That's something that I truly respect. So as someone that is like sort of on both ends, I see the value in AI. If we were to put in the data, let's say to do a concept art for a character design, in the past, probably it takes about 5 to 10 days. Now with the help of AI, it took my teammates about 2 to 3 days to finish everything. So does it benefit? Yes, it benefits a lot of things. At the same time, is it ethical? I don't know. I truly don't know. But to me, as someone that is in the industry, if it helps me solve a problem, I'm not going to think too much about the ethical part first. Yes, there is still something that we try to protect. Like, for example, we do not use artist artwork to generate something, to machine learn to create something. We will still try to design it ourselves as much as we can. But again, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. AI is advancing really, really fast. And I say really, really fast is that as me and my teammate was creating a deck to talk about AI, every single day there's a new update about AI system. And we were like, how can we ever finish this deck? Our deck is going to be presenting on this day, but every single day there's something new. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's the future going to be like. But what I truly believe is that if as a community here, we always network with each other, we keep each other accountable, or we keep each other in check, and then constantly build something that we truly believe in ourselves, truly we ourselves believe, I don't think it's a big of a problem. At least that's what I believe for now. I don't know if that answers your question.
It does. A follow-up question actually to that is that because it's cheaper as well and it's faster, is it possible for future game developers or whatsoever to be completely AI free?
AI free meaning you don't need to use it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Due to like maybe personal reasons.
Okay. That's a good question. Can any product be AI free? I think yes. I think it's still possible. For example, if you look at stop motion films, right? Stop motion films is still fully traditional. Although yes, right now they do put in some CG and some green screen, but 90%, 80% is still stop motion. And because people love it, people love that craft. There are still people who love that craft. And if you look at traditional painting, right, there are still oil painting everywhere. There are still acrylic painting. People still decided to paint it because they choose to. It's just that maybe this kind of product might be lesser. Like a full AI-proof product might be lesser in the far distant future, at least, right, when costs gonna be a huge thing. But again, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. What if AI crash, right? What if every country is like, you know what, AI is going to burn the whole world. Let's just stop using it, right? Maybe there might be something like that happening. Or maybe it's just going to be fully advanced and AI is going to help you out. But I don't know. To answer your question in a short answer is yes, I believe there will still be a product that is AI free. But in how many years, I'm not too sure. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Do we have any more questions from the floor? All right.
Nowadays, right, there's games that feature AI, and even the Expedition 33 is a game that feature AI, and it won a couple of awards, right? So, with AI, how do you feature the AI in your portfolio? Because isn't the point of portfolio is to show your potential and employers that you are capable of some things, like so. Because AI isn't really what you do, you just prompt them to do some things, right? So how do you feature that in your portfolio?
Oh, that's a really good question, right? How do you have AI in your portfolio? While portfolio is meant to prove your own skills to the industry so that you can do something, right? So first thing I would like to clarify is how do you use AI? It's not so much on just prompt and then that's it. Right? If you just prompt something and then that's the image and then you put it in your portfolio, that is not a skill that the industry is looking for. So maybe I can give you a little bit more detailed example how industry is using it, right? Is if you want to build a game by yourself. In the past, maybe you need a game designer, a modeler, a rigger / animator, a programmer. But now maybe you can create a prototype with a lesser member of the team, right? Maybe you don't need a modeler at the beginning as a prototype, right? Perhaps you can just build a playable prototype without a modeler, without a concept artist, and just you yourself as a programmer. And if you can have that as your portfolio as a fresh graduate and say like, hey, I'm fully utilizing the resources I can, and I'm still coding this thing myself. It's just that all these other things that I require someone to help me, I can't because I have no money or I have no time, I have no friends to help me with that. But I created this prototype to be a proof of concept. Anyone in the industry see that, they don't think about the AI anymore. They think about how resources this candidate is, how well this candidate can produce a prototype within a short amount of time by him or herself. So you see the differences between like, I'm just gonna prompt something, put in my portfolio, versus I'm gonna use AI in a way that help me create something that benefits my portfolio as a product, as a playable product. So it's not about how do you present to it, it's about how do you use it in your portfolio. Yeah. Does that answer the question? Cool. Awesome.
All right, I think we can do 2 more questions. Does anyone have any?
I think there's one at the other side.
All
Yeah.
right.
Hello. Actually, I'm trying to be indie dev, so I'm not looking to build a portfolio or anything, but I'm asking, as I'm doing indie, I'm trying to be a generalist, like doing modeling, programming all by myself. So how are your mentorship? How are finding a mentor can help me to improve on all this?
Okay, that's a really good question. So your question is, because you are not trying to be in the industry, right? You're just building your own game. How do you find a mentor that can support you? You can find a mentor that is someone like you, right? Someone that has built a game by themselves, someone that has similar journey that you really admire, or you want to learn from. Find mentors like this that can help you out. You know, because your journey is a bit special in a sense where you are trying to build something by yourself at the beginning. And there are very different challenges compared to just someone trying to break into the industry, working in the studio. So this kind of challenges, only people who do that know what kind of challenges are they. So I would advise you in that sense, find someone like this and talk to them and say like, hey, I'm trying to be like you. What kind of challenges you went through, you know, what are the resources you have that you find it useful for yourself. And then perhaps you can even ask like, do you mind me asking questions from time to time? If you don't mind me asking for free, I'll just keep asking. If you want a fee, how much is it? Right. So this is the things that you can do.